Hello everybody, my name is Sean Hunt, and today I wanted to talk about the new album by Jethro Tull, The Zealot Gene. It's their first album since the Christmas album in 2003, which I remember vividly as well because I've been a huge Jethro Tull fan all of my life, basically. Maybe I was a teenager when I first heard Thick as a Brick and Aqualung, and I got really into Jethro Tull. And at times in my life, I've even considered them to be possibly my fifth or so favorite band. If I am to actually count, I'm not really much of a counter like that. But I've always loved Jethro Tull. I've heard all of their albums, and I've heard a couple of the Ian Anderson solo albums, including Tab 2, of course. And I was really excited for a new official Jethro Tull album with new compositions all the way through. What a treat. Let's see, it's got this, it opens up three ways. There's the CD and it's white behind it. There we go. If you want to see all that, Ian opens it himself. He does a little unboxing, but he doesn't show you quite everything. Doesn't show you, so there's a booklet there with the lyrics, and then there's some images, and then he's got a thing about exactly what this album is about, a little bit of the story. So he came up with the idea for the album in about 2017, and a lot of the guys he's been playing with have been playing with him for over 15 years now, and in a sense that's actually one of the longest lineups, if not the longest lineup of Jethro Tull ever. So he wanted to kind of commemorate that and turn this into a Jethro Tull album rather than an Ian Anderson album that we've been hearing over the years. The main guitarist on it decided that his touring days were over and he left the band. So they got a new, younger guy named Joe Parrish James, and he only plays on the 11th track of this album. In a sense, there are two sides to this album, being that 7 of the songs had their backing tracks recorded as a full band back before 2020. And when it seemed that things weren't going to let up, the next 5 songs were recorded with acoustic guitar at Ian's house, or he recorded his tracks at his house, and he would record flute and vocals and whatever he wants to do, and then some of his friends would contribute by sending tracks to him to add to those songs. But those other 7 songs that were recorded as a full band, those feel very much like Jethro Tull. They feel like a full band Jethro Tull. So thankfully, this is a concept album in which Ian is telling stories based on Bible stories in a way to talk about human emotion and also a little bit of talking about modern politics. And especially here on the cover, you can see how black and white it is and there's so little gray, yet probably most of us really are in the gray or should be at heart, and it shouldn't be looked down upon to be in the gray, and it should definitely be avoided to be so extreme on either side that you're so hateful to the other side. And I think that's what he's really trying to get across here. So anyway, what do I think about it? I enjoyed it for the most part. The first time through, I was like, yes, I'm loving this. It's Jethro Tull. It's a new Jethro Tull album. So awesome. How great is that? Just that there's a new Jethro Tull album. And by the third and a half listen or whatever, some of the songs just aren't thrilling me. A lot of them being the folky ones. Though, I did like Where Did Saturday Go, especially. I thought that was my favorite of the folk songs. And I liked how tracks 10 and 11 bled right into each other, and they had a lot of great instrumentation and flute, and that Where Did Saturday Go had an awesome flute solo. I was totally all about that. I think that it could have benefited from a long-form song, but, that's just me. Thick as a Brick is one of my favorite albums of all time, so, that's a thing I'm going to say. The longest song on here almost mates 6 minutes, and that is the first track, Mrs. Tibbetts, which is a great song. After hearing the later songs, I felt like that song wasn't quite as awesome. The bridge is really good. I like the guitar solo and the flute solo bit there. It ends really proggy. And, it's a good song. It's a fine song. I'm probably being too overly critical there for a second. But what I was trying to get at is that tracks 3, 4, and 5 really do it for me. And those are definitely Jethro Tull sounding songs. I think the third song, Mine is the Mountain, had the coolest, most interesting, newish to Jethro Tull type vibe going on, like a new sound for Tull a bit. But not really. I mean, he even calls it a counterpiece or a partner piece to God from Aqualung, and I can see what he's saying about that. And I don't know, I just like the dark, melancholic atmosphere, nature of it. It's very cool. Then track 4, the Zealot Gene, was super cool. And then track 5, the Shoshana Sleeping. I thought that was really cool. I really liked the whispered vocals in the background. Um, you know, the album had a lot of great flute solos and a couple of good guitar solos, but the guitar didn't really outstand me ever. I liked the changes that the band does together, but other than that, like, nothing else really stood out too much to me, honestly. If you're actually enjoying my crazy ramblings, please give this video a like. I'd really appreciate it. But it is fine. I think if I listen to it more and more, I will get more and more into it. But, it's certainly not 70s Jethro Tull. But if I were going to choose to listen to it over, I would listen to it over A, and I would listen to it over a lot of their other albums. Honestly, personally, for me, I would listen to it over War Child. I know that to some that, I don't know. I better give War Child a listen again. It's been a minute, but I liked it. It's just, it's not outstanding. But some parts were really great. I know I'm just kind of blabbing on, and it's probably not exciting, and you probably clicked away already. And that's fine. I don't mind. But anyway, Mine is the Mountain. Man, what a great song. I'm super all about that one. And I'm going to keep listening to this. It'll grow on me, for sure. It's not one I will forget about. I'm going to continue to listen to it throughout many, many years, I'm sure. And maybe in a year or so I'll follow up and see how I feel about it then. The Zealot Gene, Jethro Tull. If you like Jethro Tull, you're going to like it. That's hands down. It's not going to disappoint you. If you are one who has actually listened to the entire catalog, you probably aren't listening to me anyway. You already know you're going to go buy this. And my opinion doesn't matter, man. Just enjoy it. It's Jethro Tull. It'll grow on me. It just didn't blow my mind. If you're not a big Jethro Tull fan and you're wondering if it's something you should get into, you can start here. It's a fine place to start. And then it'll get to blow your mind even more when you hear some of their even better albums from the 70s. But anyway, that's about all I got for you. I liked it, but it didn't blow my mind. Typically, I do mini documentaries on this channel. I'm not really a review guy, but I figure I'd start getting my foot in the door on it. So if you have any comments for me and some tips for how I can improve what you would like to see in reviews, please leave that down below, and subscribe to check out some of my mini documentaries on some other more obscure prog rock bands. And until I see you again, have a happy listening session.